With YouTube demonetizing independent media, please consider becoming a patron today for just $1 per month. Link below. Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo, and oh man, I do not miss high school. Not one damn bit. Especially when you look at a high school in the Bronx that's having so many problems with so many bad students that it's actually gone to Craigslist in order to get help. Right? A violence-plagued Bronx high school looks to Craigslist for security help. And let's be fair. When have you ever, bought anything good human capital wise off of Craigslist? The answer to that is never. Never happened. So how bad is this going to be, right? Well, let's find out. Now, a troubled Bronx high school with a violent past is seeking on-campus security guards on Craigslist. Now, as long as the security guard is they're licensed, right? They've gone through the training, they get their guard card, things like that. They're not armed. I'm okay with that. I think that having more security on campus is probably going to be for the best. But at the same time, where we've seen the most problems recently, at least is what it appears because of how the media coverage takes it, is suburban schools, right? Well, this is different. This is the Bronx, man. This is definitely not Parkland, Florida. This is an entirely different world. Now, it says here, security professionals wanted for a high school in the Bronx, states an online ad for the scandal-scarred DeWitt Clinton High School. The school has been targeted for possible closure and grabbed headlines for academic problems and on-campus mayhem for years. So this is like the school that you hear about in one of those movies. It's like, oh, the school is on its last legs. If they fail their academic test, we're going to have the ability to close them down, right? Because they want to put in a Kmart or something along those lines. Now it says DeWitt Clinton High seeks to employ professional security personnel for a large comprehensive high school located in the Bronx, New York, says the May 11th posting. We seek to employ professionals who enjoy working with high school students in a fast-paced and exciting environment. Well, I mean, if you're going to be on Craigslist finding people, they might like to work with high school students, but maybe not necessarily in the capacity of which you're looking for. I'm assuming that security guards that may be a little bit on the unscrupulous side might realize that there might be a place for some handoff of some drugs, or maybe maybe they're looking at the 18-year-old girls like, damn, what up? Because they just a security guard, so what do they care if they get fired, right? Now, DeWitt Clinton has long struggled with safety issues and other problems, and that's very true. It says here the school was the site of a violent gang clashes in 2010. It reported the most city students caught with weapons in 2012, and it racked up the highest number of student arrests in 2015. This school is, for lack of a better term, kind of a war zone, right? And so instead of getting actual, police officers on campus, they want to go and hire Craigslist security guards because this is going to end well, right? This is going to end super, super, super well. Now, Principal Santiago Tavares was removed for changing grades in 2016, and current Principal Pierre Orbe was recently cleared of a similar probe. Yeah, that's how you know how bad it is. Not only do they have violent gang clashes in 2010, they had the most students caught with weapons in 2012, at least in New York City or in Bronx or whatever. And it racked up the highest number of student arrests in 2015. Yeah, what better way to make people think there's not a problem here, to keep moving, nothing to see, than to have the principal go in and change the grades so it doesn't look like everything that they're doing is a complete 100% abject failure. And that is where we find ourselves with this high school. Now, the Craigslist ad, which was still up, at least as of Tuesday, said the school will pay $18 an hour for workers to maintain a safe environment inside of the school, patrol hallways and staircases, and respond to emergencies. Campus security duties are typically handled by NYPD school safety agents who are trained and paid more than $18 an hour and also earn benefits. So normally, this is a union job, right? This is a union job, and they're right now trying to, outsource to scabs. So security agents or school safety agents trained by the NYPD get paid more than $18 an hour, which makes sense. They earn bennies, which totally makes sense. And here they're trying to get scabs to come in for $18 an hour to maintain a safe environment inside of the school. A school that had the most city students caught with weapons in 2012. Do you really think security guards are going to be all like, yeah, I'm down for this. I'm down for this. Now, the education department official said that the workers at DeWitt Clinton Sikhs would be more like hallway monitors than cops. Yeah, I don't think any of them would have any weapons, not even like a baton or maybe zip ties or something. And they'd basically have to be able to take students down. Sure, bring in an untrained individual who gets to beat up on children all day. I can think of at least 5 people that would be very, very, very thrilled to take on that particular position if they lived in New York. Now, but local 237 Teamsters president Greg Floyd, whose union represents school safety agents, says having untrained security at schools is dangerous, which I actually do agree here with Greg. Now, school children throughout the nation are being slaughtered, he said. This is certainly not the time, if there ever was one, for schools to have anything less than fully trained, fully vetted safety officers. Now, with that, I would normally agree. But going back to Parkland, wasn't there a cop on duty who had a gun and chose to not go into the school? Maybe a mercenary force for the school would probably do better. If it worked for Tom Berenger's 1996 film The Substitute, it would probably work here. Now, Orbe didn't respond to an email-seeking comment, but students said they'd prefer proper NYPD trained security. Mahamadou Castro, 18, says, "It's crazy, ridiculous, and unbelievable. Why would they put that on Craigslist? Probably because your school is a goddamn nightmare. From the sound of it, it is a nightmare." And they're like, look, we don't have the money to pay for these NYPD safety agents, these school safety agents. We don't have the money for it. The school district doesn't have the money for it. So the best we can do is offer it up to security guards on Craigslist in hopes of keeping yo ass safe to make it through to graduation. But let's be fair, that's probably not going to happen. Now, the online marketplace is widely used without snags, but some transactions have gone horribly wrong. Among the worst, New York model Julissa Brisman was killed in 2009 by a man in Boston who hired her as a masseuse. So, I mean, obviously, there's people who've done bad things on Craigslist, right? Not everyone. I don't necessarily think the security guards are going to be the ones that are ultimately the problem. I think what's going to happen is untrained security going up against angry, hormone-driven adolescents is going to end up in someone getting body slammed, someone recording it, and then a scandal therefore breaking out. Or, like I said, possible drugs and or sex with students. I'm going to argue probably more the latter than the former, just in terms of overall scandal. But let's be fair, it probably all will happen. Now, Education Department spokeswoman Miranda Barbeau wouldn't say whether schools were allowed to hire security personnel through the website, but she also wouldn't say if other schools were engaged in such hires. Going on to say here that DeWitt Clinton High School is seeking to hire an additional staff member to assist with daily tasks, including monitoring smooth transitions and in the hallway between classes. While we are working with the school to ensure that they are appropriately staffed and that any listings accurately reflect the needs of their community. Well, it sounds like what they need is the National Damn Guard, not some guy, not some rando they find on freaking Craigslist. But it does kind of seem like this basically boils down to a money issue and the fact that this school is in desperate need of some kind of security. Now, there may be people out there that are going to argue in the comment section here, well, why not just arm the teachers? If the students are already armed, at least this way the teachers probably have some form of protection. I'm going to go as far as to say that, and speculate, I'm sure many of the teachers are already armed. You don't go into that particular environment without at least having something that can be used as a weapon, right? Not like a noticeable one, like a knife, a hammer, or a gun, but maybe like, a really, really, really like long pool stick or something, right? A pool cue, and your pool stick, like a pool cue. And it's just like, oh yeah, you like to go play pool after hours and whatnot, right? But it's there just in case you need it, and you need 6-foot reach to smack on a child. Look, here's the thing. Ultimately, this school needs a huge reformation. It needs to, from the top down, there are clearly corruption issues. There are clearly problems, and these kids are not getting any kind of solid education. Instead, many of them are being arrested. Many of them are probably bringing drugs on campus. And if the best course of action is to bring in Craigslist security guards, it might almost be worthwhile just to straight up, scuttle it, burn it down, salt the earth, and walk away. But the bad thing about that is it still leaves a whole bunch of kids that are going to end up getting a crappy education. And that is the worst part of it. is these kids are going to think that they're always trapped in this world when they have the possibility to go where they want. So what do you guys think about this? Do you think this is a good idea? Is this a bad idea? Is this a funny idea? And would it end horribly, or would it end in something that we might see eventually translated into the silver screen? These are things I want to know. Go ahead and let me know down in the comments. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This is my channel, my stuff. And if you haven't already, please thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want to support it, the best way to do that is through Patreon, patreon.com/mundanemat. And I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.